I'll put on my glove. I'll be with you guys in a minute. Just doing the usual testing. We'll tell you guys there was some sort of progress on the overlay issue. Some sort of. We'll get into more details in a couple of minutes after I do my tests. Offline. Don't you dare. Yeah, that's better. Okay, it's just Twitch being a little slow at the moment, then it's on. Alright. So first of all, obviously today is Inktober day 9? Yes. Yay, tablet. And today's theme is frail. No, that was yesterday. Today is swing. I'm sorry. Oh boy, it's gonna be one of those days, isn't it? I'm just gonna sharpen my pencil real quick. So yeah, the overlay issue. Oh, this needs to be emptied. So what's basically going on is something actually new. Because I had written tweets tagging Streamlabs about it with the intention of finding out if it were ever possible eventually for the overlays to work on the Restream. Because I had found a document straight from their website explaining why it wasn't possible at the moment. And of course the document was a little slightly dated, but not by much. Oh, that's a nice point. However, if I actually want the overlays like the chat over here and a little Inktober logo down here and the coffee link down here, the only way to get it to work, because we tested, is to either I stream uniquely on Twitch or uniquely on YouTube. The reason it doesn't work on Restream is something that, like a limit that Apple itself applied on the app so it doesn't overheat or overwork or take up all the resources. The reason it took so long is because a Streamlab employee on their Twitter decided to try and help me. Quote unquote. Now, I'm not gonna give that employee shit because they tried. But we would have saved a lot of time if they had actually read the first tweet. We did find out that the overlays worked on Twitch and on YouTube because with their first information, I was actually able to test, to think about doing the test and actually do the tests. So if you guys want to see the overlay, you're gonna have to follow me either on Twitch or on YouTube when I eventually do some Twitch and or YouTube exclusive lives. Just gonna look for her. But the thing is, the employee was basically repeating stuff that was already covered in the document that I had read, and I had to constantly tell them, I know, but, only to tell me in the end the exact same information that was in the first tweet. An effort was made. You gotta give them that. Gotta think positive. Do I want this one or this one? Either way is the same character. So, now that I'm done complaining for no good reason. Seriously, other than that, as you can see, the app itself works really well, as nice and smooth as my Wi-Fi connection allows. And they imposed that limit because of Apple. Long story short, so if anybody actually wants to download the Streamlab app, go ahead, it works well. Just don't expect to be able to use the overlays if you multi-stream. Back to where we actually were supposed to go. And also, I just had a notification that somebody's trying to talk to me. I literally have messages everywhere that I live stream at this time. So it's your own fault. I mean, I can't make it any clearer. Man, Sharon is salty today. Is she okay? No, I'm not okay. Nobody listens to me. And it's very frustrating when you're not being listened to. Okay, then I'm gonna put the rope here instead. So yeah, I'm gonna get rid of this one. Anybody else notice that the Wind Waker designs kind of look Moominish? If you're familiar with Moomins. I didn't even pick a color to work for him. Oh well. So as far as Link's Awakening go, I have beaten Eagle's Tower. And I had just entered Turtle Rock. Still got the red mail on. That's about it for that, because that's just my fun file. My quote-unquote work file. I still gotta go in it and try to get that last seashell. Oh. Something went wrong. I don't like the sound of that. Passing my hand to make sure it didn't freeze for you guys. Nope, didn't freeze. So I'll just restart my Restream app. Oh, that's not good. And we're back. Alright, in that case, I'll be taking a little sippy. Eventually, I'll be popular enough that people will actually comment. Because that's the thing, when you actually want feedback, nobody wants to give it to you. In case they hurt your little feelings. Where am I? There I am. But like as a lot of my collaborators have learned, I don't have time to have my feelings hurt. Just tell me what's wrong so I can adapt. Because that's the thing, when you work on something for a long time, after a while you can't see if you've made mistakes. So it's better when someone else notices them to have them tell you. And even if you're not working on that particular piece anymore, you can apply what they said to the next piece. Well, this curve looks better. Plus look at his teeny tiny hands. So for those who are not familiar, this is Nico. He's from the Wind Waker, as you can probably tell from his teeny tiny proportions. And the reason I decided on him is because he's the one that quote-unquote teaches you to swing, even if you never really see him do that. But it's obvious from the game that you need to learn to swing in order to advance, because you're going to need that skill pretty soon. Have another sip. I like tea. Trying to stay as hydrated as possible without drinking pure water. Now the thing is, considering the type of art I do, it would be a little difficult to continue doing daily live streams, which is why on my normal schedule I only do it once, and it's with my bootleg cookie cartoon. And before you guys start thinking terrible things, what I mean with the kind of art I do is the kind of art I do for other people. Because in case you don't know, I usually do the art for other people's comics. And since they are print comics, they have a certain date for people to see what's actually inside the comic. Like, for example, I did the cover recently for a comic that's coming out like next year. You guys can't see that right away. And it's not like I can give you a preview because it's not my IP. I'm also the one in charge of doing the bonus postcard art and the comic page on the Auric Patreon, which I also can't show you previews or show you me working on them because, once again, even if I am part of Team Auric, it's not my IP. Plus, it's paid content. And because I'm working on so many IPs, it's kind of hard to show you previews when I don't have half the rights, you know? Same goes, the other comic I'm working on is Warriors All Wet for Gabe, which is not only really not my IP, but it's not my script. And there you go. So yeah, I don't really know what else to do. And we're back to the idea of me wanting feedback and not getting it. Because, oh my god, little artist feelings. What should I do with you? I really don't know. What if I grab everything I have that's ink and try to do a piece like that? Because I do have that color and that color and that color. Well, let's see. Let's see what I can do. I'm gonna grab all my colors as best I can. I should probably pull out my green ink. For those who are joining us for the first time, in case you're watching these out of order, these are the inks, mostly the inks that I like to use during Inktober. These are my Liquitex Muted series. And the bottle I'm holding is the green one. It comes in green, purple, gray, pink, and turquoise. And I really love these inks, like a ridiculous amount. Like, if I gotta recommend one ink, it has to be these ones. I have not tried the regular Liquitex inks, but if they're as vibrant as these, then I would assume I would recommend them. Because they apply really nice. You look like crap. Where did I put my... I don't know where my Fude brushes... Oh! They're right there, dumbass. Told my friend Jeff yesterday I wanted to try using these ones. It's not because I never used them. The ones I'm mentioning is just because it's been a while. There we go, this should work. Japanese, I don't know if it's horsehair or squirrel hair. It's some sort of hair brush. Usually inking goes pretty good with these. It's just that my tiny brush is in terrible shape. I have a coffee. ko/fi.com Illustratrix. So if you guys feel like getting me a new tiny brush for inking, don't be shy. Oh wow, it applies beautifully. Look at that, it's like a jewel. I wouldn't happen to have yellow anything ink, right? That would be too practical, I assume. Oh well, at worst I'll grab the sepia pen again. It's a Sakura Pigma brush in Wait. Doesn't say what size of brush, but then again they never do. I'll use you again for the hair. Supposed to be waterproof, we'll just see about that. You know what's kind of sad? In the Wii U version of Wind Waker, they had replaced the Tingle Tuner with Tingle Bottles. And ever since they shut down Miiverse, there is not a single Tingle bottle across the ocean. And it makes me feel sad and lonely. Then again, I never used the Tingle Tuner in the GameCube version, so maybe I should. I'm pretty sure I got the correct cabling, and I have some Game Boys. Probably gonna draw the back of his head before I continue. Rinse, rinse. Dee 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 dee. And better to do the outline of the shirt red too, seeing as it has red stripes. Something I found odd. I don't know if I said so in a previous stream. In English, Manbo from Link's Awakening says he is the descendant of the sunfish. In French, he says he's the descendant of the moonfish. Why was the fish changed? Did it just sound better, like le poisson rêve, the dream fish, instead of the le poisson vent, the wind fish? Ah, localization and its many mysteries. Green. Where's my gray? Must be you. You must be my gray. You're my green. You're my gray. Come on. I really don't want them to dry up. So make sure they're really closed when I'm done with them for the day. Gotta admit, it's much better for the nerves when you see all the hairs from your brush in the same point. It doesn't look like it, but I have way better control on my line now. hold me that real quick. Speaking of line, should probably ink that rope before Nico falls down. That's actually a surprisingly cute little face I've given him. Far from complaining, mind you. I know, wait. Because of the color of the flame, I can get away with doing this. Hey, 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 you stay up there, you. Okay, I'm just gonna take a look at what I have. I'm probably gonna do the background. Do I? I will finish a sentence eventually. I believe I have a more traditional gray brush somewhere. I don't think it's you. Microperm, nope. Oh, I got you. Yes. It's a tombao, and that's about as much as I can tell you, because my Japanese is definitely not yet that good yet. More like not good at all. I think this is an O. But the thing is, it's double-ended. This side is black and this side is gray. The reason I want to use the gray, which is still considered a brush pen. Oh, France Gauthier just logged on. Hello, France. That would be my mom. Now, as I was saying, the reason I want to use a gray in the background is because it's better to use less saturated colors whenever possible when doing backgrounds, so they give off more of an illusion of distance. It's a real thing. Look it up. It's because I don't really want to make the background too busy or even colorful if possible, if only to put more of the focus on Nico. Oops. I accidentally uncapped both ends. Now if I could use my gray very sparingly, gonna dip it. I'm just gonna, now we're gonna put you here, gonna have a sip, gonna let it dry a little bit as usual, so I can then try and sign my initials in the corner. You guys enjoy while it dries. Yeah, 40 minutes, not bad, not bad at all. Oh, this is good. There we go. And here you have it for today's Inktober art, which is called Swing. What is tomorrow's? As soon as I find my mouse, there we go. What is tomorrow's theme, Sharon? Well, I'm glad you asked. tomorrow's theme is pattern. So try to think about what could be a famous Legend of Zelda pattern. I hope you had fun watching. I had fun drawing this, and I'll see you guys tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Goodbye.